It's a danger zone. You in the middle of a war, don't leave your banger home.
Oh man, Alex, what's going on, bro?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm all right. My name is ATM with All Time Media, man. Very nice to meet you, Alex.
Nice to meet you too.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, man. How old are you?
I'm 23. I'm going to be 24 this year. I was born in 2000 exactly.
Okay, 2000 exactly. Where you from, bro?
I was born at Lancaster, but kind of like more raised and born in Ephrata.
Okay. All right, PA?
Yeah.
All right.
It's like a
They call it the county, right?
kind of, they call it Amish country.
Amish country?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about hour and a half drive, 2.5 train ride.
All right. From here, Kensington. Yeah. So Alex.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to make sure those look sketchy.
Oh yeah. Oh, you playing
Yeah.
Lookout right now too?
Huh?
I see you playing Lookout as well.
Yeah.
So Alex, man, what brings you to these parts, man? This Kensington is way far away from, Amish country.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Well, when I was like 16 years old, I got a massive head injury. I was working as a chef.
Right there? Right, what I see right there? The one
Oh, no, that's
something else?
completely different.
My bad, bro.
Yeah, we good. But I was working as a chef, and we were cutting things up, and one of those industrial-sized rice cookers that are like 65 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
That thing fell on my head from a few feet up, and I lost multiple inches in my spine. I dislocated a lot of ribs, and my pelvis kind of like flipped out.
Oh man.
And then unfortunately, just because like I have anxiety and I didn't want to like really do anything about it, they just like told me I had a concussion, like stay at home and stuff. But after 3 months, like that didn't really go away. So they were like, okay, like let's get you into like a concussion center and like see what goes on, right? Yeah, so they sent me to the concussion center, see what was going on, and basically they said that they saw all the stuff in the body, but because it had been at this point like 4 months almost, it created what they called a new muscle memory. And having a new muscle memory basically meant that every single time that they fixed it, it was just going to pull itself back apart.
Ouch, man. That seems very painful, man.
Yeah. And then on top of the body aspect, they wanted me to see neuro-ophthalmology. Your eyes generally are supposed to view like this, so you can see what you need to see in the middle, like correctly. Mine were going like this, so the middle was all fucked up. And basically I was like seasick 24/7.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they wanted me to do speech therapy, but I couldn't do speech therapy until I finished the eye stuff, and the eye stuff took like 2 or 3 years, so then we just kind of forgot about the speech therapy.
Yeah.
So sometimes I still like mess up my words, but I'm doing a lot better with that now.
It sounds like you're doing a lot better, man.
Yeah, definitely, like the speech it's not near as noticeable. I think when I talk to people, like most people say they don't notice it, it's just kind of me who notices it now, which is okay. Also, just fun fact, because I like to talk about it, I'm autistic.
You're autistic?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm also a young trans youth. So
a young trans youth? Okay.
Yeah.
All Time Media, we support the community.
That's what we want to hear.
Yep.
So I was born a female, turning male. I've been on testosterone a little over a year. But yeah, so with all the pain stuff, it just wasn't getting better. I went to acupuncture. I was doing that for a while. We were working on the muscle stuff, and he just felt like every time he touched my muscles, they were just as bad as the first time he touched them. So he felt like there was something more going on. So he recommended me to a upper cervical chiropractic specialist, which is a very specific role where they only deal with I'm 100% sure.
I was being Lookout, guys. I'm a little confused.
So so they do like the first 4 or 5 vertebrae in your neck. And if anything is wrong with those, it really messes up the entire body.
Man.
I went to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't covered by insurance, so my family kind of did a payment plan, and we split up about $10,000 to get that treatment. But that ended up fixing my eyes, allowed me to walk straight again, gave me back most of my pain problems. But I still have a hell of a lot of pain, and a lot of times I'll walk with a cane.
Okay. 23 years old, man.
23
Very
years
young, man.
old.
You've been through it though.
Yeah. So
You've
like
been through it.
the first time with the head injury, they gave me painkillers for that, and they kind of kept prescribing them because the pain wasn't getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Cop coming. You guys listening to me? Definitely one coming. He's kind of sitting, but I would just be careful until he leaves.
All right.
All right, sorry.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah, so basically, so I kept like taking those painkillers, kept doing my thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it just kind of kept getting worse and worse. But they didn't want to. They didn't want to do anything about it. They didn't want to keep prescribing painkillers. They didn't want to do muscle relaxers. They didn't want to do anything. So I kind of went out on my own and kept getting painkillers by myself.
How was you
That
able to do that? The streets or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it makes most part I was basically able to do that in my area.
Yeah.
But
In the county.
yeah.
Yep.
But then they did the kind of opioid act where they were kind of like restricting doctors from prescribing.
Okay.
And that really limited what was on the streets for like actual prescription pills that were real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we started seeing the fentanyl laced pills on the streets.
Oh man. So the fentanyl pills. Did you know it was fentanyl pills when you copped up on it, or?
The first few times, no, I had no idea.
Oh man.
And I mean, like, I knew something was wrong because I could do just like a tiny sliver of them and it would knock me out or make me super sick. And I didn't really understand it at first, but I just figured that my tolerance was weird or something.
Yeah.
But then it became a point where that was just like, I was just already into it at that point.
Yeah.
At some points, I went to rehab. I was doing good for short periods of times, but I never really fully got clean. Then I lost my grandpa. My mom moved overseas. I don't have good relationship with any of my family, really.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of everything life-wise just kept going downhill.
Yeah.
In order to kind of keep myself alive, I felt that I needed to do something. Because I've always kind of been passively suicidal, not actively.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to make it to a point where I would choose that actively. So I was looking for something like the painkillers that would give me the ability to walk better, a little bit more happiness, just general feeling of well-being in my life. Like I could go to work and do that kind of stuff even because I was having a hard time working with my injuries. He's starting to pass, just so you know. We should be good. Wow, we love to see it.
Who's that?
There's more cops all over the place.
Okay.
They're kind of a little bit more heavier now because there's a new mayor and she's trying to like.
Yeah,
clean the streets.
I seen it on the news. She's not playing.
Yeah.
She's making people stand on principles and.
Yeah,
and stuff.
she's really. We've seen a lot of crackdowns lately. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so eventually I came down here and started doing this stuff. Originally, I just was sniffing it, but because of this stuff is pretty much tainted with what's called xylazine, which is horse tranquilizer. It causes decay for humans.
Yeah.
Really fucked up my nose. I couldn't breathe for months.
Oh man.
You would think that would have someone stop, but for some reason that meant I started shooting it instead.
Oh man. So you start shooting the xylazine and
the fentanyl, yeah. So that together, like, it was just, obviously it is what it is. It's just an awful mixture. But you get really sick when you're not doing it. Like really sick, like to the point that like they say you can't die from an opioid withdrawal, but I've seen people die from this kind of withdrawal.
Oh man.
And it's extremely hard to get on a different medication. You have two options: Suboxone or methadone. Methadone you can't take home. You have to go to the clinic every single day. That's very difficult for a lot of people, but it's heavily federally regulated, so there's not much we can really do about it. The other option is Suboxone, but to take Suboxone, you really need to wait 3 days, and a lot of people can't wait 3 days through that sickness.
Yeah.
there's kind of a few ways around it, but it never really works well for people. A lot of people will go with different things. You could try to get some benzodiazepines, or you could do ketamine treatments, or you could just smoke as much weed as possible. There's a lot of things to try to get you through it, but it's just it's pure hell for sure. My goal is to be fully done with everything on Monday, as I have court coming up, and I know I'm going to have some drug and alcohol court stuff.
Okay.
But at the moment, I am trying to lower and hopefully stop my what we call dope and powder, which is cocaine, habit.
So Alex,
Yeah.
you made this interview a lot easier, man. You really could, you really talk and stuff. Do you really open up about this often or not too much?
It's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah.
If you're in the community, I'm more than open to talk about it.
Yeah.
I only opened up to my family about it about like 5 months ago or so. So now we're open to talking about it.
How's your relationship with your family, actually?
What do you mean?
Like, how's your relationship with them right now?
It's unstable at best.
Okay.
My mom lives overseas. She wants a better relationship with me. I don't really want too great of one with her. I just feel very left by her. She left when I was 17. My dad, we've been on and off non-consecutively. We've not talked for about 10 years. But overall, he's doing a lot better now, and he really cares about me. He doesn't want to support me unless I'm clean. So we're trying to get to that point so that we can work together.
Shout out to Pops being in your corner still, man.
Absolutely.
And hopefully you can rekindle that relationship with your mother, even though y'all going through a
we'll
hard
see.
patch.
I also have 2 older brothers, but they don't really talk to me too much. So
because of your addiction, or
no, that we just never have talked.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. All right, Alex. So you dealing with the fentanyl, the tranq, xylazine. Is there any like drugs or substances that you will refuse to ever use? Like, I'm never using that.
I used to do meth, but I would never do meth again. It really fucks with your heart, and I would not recommend that.
Okay.
Besides that, I don't really recommend. Not that I wouldn't really consider it a drug, but people do. I would never recommend bath salts.
Okay.
That's just an awful experience to go through. And my other one would probably be ecstasy, just because it'll really screw with your dopamine, and you don't need that.
Yeah. So Alex, are you homeless at the moment? You got somewhere to stay?
I have an apartment. I'm like half struggling to pay rent. But yeah, I'm just down here to kind of get my last stuff before coming clean. And
no, that's right, man.
Yeah.
We supporting you, man. We rooting for you. How you making your money, man, to survive and support your addiction?
Currently, I work at McDonald's.
Okay.
Which is it's not a bad job. It pays well. Most people don't know that, but it pays pretty well. Yeah,
that's great.
For the most part, that's what I do.
All right.
I also do a paid interview study, but that's a different thing.
Okay. All right. Very smart, man. Intelligent guy, man. So what you think about the tranq wounds that's going on out here, man? A lot of people
Listen,
man, the tranq wounds.
You're talking to the right person. Yesterday morning, I was released from the hospital because I was there for 4 days because I needed IV antibiotics because of my wounds. It was causing too bad of an infection in my leg that I couldn't walk.
Are we able to see that infection, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
feel comfortable showing it, Alex?
I feel like everything's educational. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like the more we talk about this, I feel like the less younger people will be affected by it.
That's a tranq wounds, guy.
Just because like you don't want this for your life. You really don't. Like, you can start with all your little pills and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, like, if you end up here, you're gonna end up here, and it's not gonna be good.
It's not gonna be good, kids. Y'all see that?
It's really not gonna be good. I talked to the wound care specialist at the hospital that I was at, and they basically said, ideally, I'm going to need Like if I want my skin to look right, I'm gonna need plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery.
I mean,
Oh,
you can
man.
even see holes in my hands. So
Holes in his hands too, guys.
like they're
Oh man, bro, this is no joke.
yeah, like you don't want to start this stuff. This is not something you want to do. Sure.
Yo, Alex, man, 23 years old. You still got your whole life ahead of you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And hopefully this will be the last of this ever. You know.
Yep. Alex, thank you for your courage for speaking out. Everybody can't get in front of a camera and do this. Like you said, it's for educational purposes.
Yep.
You know, be safe, man. You got the job at McDonald's. Get clean.
The only other thing I would say to like anyone is the power of word is really, really important. What you say really matters, even if it's to yourself or even if a small child is hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
The most powerful thing you can do. This symbol is a sign language for I love you. And saying infinite love and gratitude is a really powerful thing you can put out into the world.
Yep. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate you, bro. We out.
Join All Time Media's Patreon for exclusive content and behind the scenes content and face to face live video chat. Thank you, guys. The link is in the description below. You want to start a business with YouTube? You want to get started creating a podcast? Purchase our new ebook and get all the information you need for only $10. My name is ATM Ray, and I will offer informative steps, advice, and ideas to seek potential success in YouTube and podcasting. Remember, get all the information you need for only $10. Link is below or above.